Welcome, string players. This video is for students in beginning orchestra who play the violin, viola, or cello. This is our lesson 2 review. We're going to review the next 3 notes that we learned in our previous music lesson. We're also going to play through every song that is assigned to practice this week. You can watch this video and play along and even log it as practice time as many times as you need to. Our practice goal is to play our instruments at least 4 times every week. You get to pick which days you practice. Each time you practice, you should be logging into our Google Classroom and scroll down to our home practice checklist. There are 4 steps to do every time you practice at home, and they're listed on that home practice checklist. Step 1 is to set up your instrument. Let's do that now. If you play violin or viola, all you need to do is pull your instrument out of the case. You can leave all other materials inside the case. If you play the cello, then when you set up your instrument, you need to make sure that the end pin is pulled out so that the cello is high enough to play. In order to pull out the end pin, you need to first loosen the screw. Think left, loose. Just do 1 turn to the left, pull out the end pin about as long as your hand, and then do 1 turn to the right. Think left, loose, right, tight. Then, when you set your cello on the floor, that end pin raises the cello to the correct height. Double check that the tuning pegs up here are right by your left ear, or in the vicinity. Then you can rest each knee on each side of the cello, rest the upper bout of the cello against your chest, and then you're ready to play. Let's review our 2 notes from last time. Step 2 on the home practice checklist is to warm up your fingers with some finger exercises. Those finger exercises are called fancy fingers. Let's go ahead and play our fancy fingers exercise. Here's fancy fingers number 1. In order to play fancy fingers number 1, we need to know where our D string and A string is. When you pluck on the cello, you make a thumbs down. Then you rest your thumb against the black fingerboard right at the corner. Then you reach your pointer finger across and we pluck the A string, which is all the way across the cello. Make sure when you pluck that you're down at the corner and not all the way up here where the fingertips are. You're going to get the best sound if you rest your thumb at the corner of the fingerboard. The farthest note across on the end is your A string. Your second note in is your D string. If you play the viola, your A string is also all the way on the bottom. We're going to hold our instrument guitar style. When I'm holding my instrument guitar style, I should see this black teardrop shape called the chin rest on the upper half of my instrument. When I go to pluck, my bottom string is A. My second string is D. If I play the violin, I still hold my instrument guitar style with the chin rest up on the top half of the instrument, but my A string is going to be the second string from the bottom, and my D string is going to be the third string from the bottom. Let's go ahead and pluck fancy fingers number 1. Go ahead and pull it up in your Google Classroom while we pluck along. 1, 2, ready, go. D, D, A, A, D, D, A, A, D, A, D, A. Nice job. Let's go ahead and pluck fancy fingers number 2. 1, 2, ready, go. D, A, D, A, D, D, A, D, D, D. Excellent job! We've just finished step 2 on our home practice checklist, warming up with our Fancy Fingers exercise. It's time to move on to step 3 on our practice checklist. That's where we play each of our lesson book songs and we repeat them a couple times in a row. We circled a lot of lesson book songs this week because we have 2 weeks in between each lesson. I'm going to go through each song in the lesson book and you can play along with me. I'm just going to play each song one time. So as you practice at home, you might want to pause the video and replay a song as many times as you need to get a clear tone with the correct fingers pressed down. You also do not have to practice every single song we circled every single time you practice. If there's a song that you know it has become easy for you and you can play it perfectly every single time, you don't have to practice that one as much. Focus on those other songs that are more challenging. Songs with more challenging notes that you maybe have to take your time to learn how to press or play. Let's start on page 6 of our music book. Page 6 introduces 3 new notes on our instrument. In order to play those notes, we have to press our fingers down on the string. Every time we press our finger on a string, it changes the sound of that string, and that means it changes what note we're playing. I can play my open D string with no fingers down. Oops. But if I start pressing the D string down with my fingers, it will change the sound of the string to create new notes. Let's start with song number 10. Put your eyes on song number 10. It's called Let's Read G. Look at the first note of song number 10. Do you see a little number written above that first note? You should see the number 3. That's because in order to play our G music note, I need to press 3 fingers on my G string, or on my D string. I'm going to show you how to press your fingers on your strings. I'll start with my violin and viola players. On violin and viola, I'm going to press 1 finger at a time to make sure they're all in the correct spot. On your violin or viola, find your D string. Then take your pointer finger and press the D string all the way down until it's touching the tape. I'm playing on a viola right now, so my D string is the 2nd string from the bottom. If you're playing on a violin, your D string is the 3rd string from the bottom. Once I've pressed that string down with the tip of my finger, I'm going to take my 2nd finger or my next finger and press the next tape. Now I'm pressing the D string with both fingers, and each of those fingers is pressing right on the tape. Now comes my 3rd finger, and I can press my 3rd finger on the next tape. For violin and viola players, your pinky does not need to press anything down. Make sure you start with your pointer finger, 2nd finger, 3rd finger, and that those fingers are pressing the D string down right where our tape marker is. As long as my 3 fingers are holding my D string down, if I pluck my D string, it is no longer a D note. It is now the note G. You'll hear that because I've added 3 fingers to my D string, the note sounds higher. Let's play song number 10 together. 1, 2, ready, play. G, 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 rest. G, G, G. Rest. G, 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 G. Rest. How'd you do? Were you able to keep all 3 fingers down for the entire song? If you were, that's great. If your hand got tired and you had to stop, that's okay too. This is the first time we're pressing our fingers on the strings, so your hand might feel a little tired. Your fingertips might also feel a little bit tingly after pressing your fingers on the strings because they're just not used to it. That will go away over time. The more you practice, the less tired your hand will feel. And show my cello players how to form the note G. On cello, our D string is the second string in from the far side. The little number written above the note G for cellos is 4. That means I need to press my first finger on the first tape. Cello players should make the shape of a C with their hand when they press their fingers down. Make a C with me like this. Then reach your hand behind and rest your thumb right on the back of the neck of the instrument. You don't want to have your hand tipped like the letter U with your thumb on the side, because that will make it hard to reach all the way across to press the strings. Make your hand like the letter C and rest your thumb on the back of the cello. Now I can come straight down with my finger and press my first finger on the tape, on the D string. I can press my second finger then in between the 2 tapes, like this. I can then press my third finger on the third finger tape, like this. And for cello, the number to play our G note is 4. That means I need 4 fingers down. So I need to add my pinky right on the tape. Again, I add my first finger to the first tape. My second finger goes in between the 2 tapes and presses the string down. My third finger presses the string on the tape, and my fourth finger presses the string on the tape. Be sure to keep your hand in a nice curved letter C. That is your G note. Go ahead and try playing song number 10 with your G note. Let's look at song number 11. If you're playing violin or viola, song number 11 uses 2 fingers to play F sharp. Look at the number right above the first note of F sharp. Do you see the number 2? That means in order to play F sharp, we need to press 2 fingers down instead of 3. Looking at my instrument, I find my D string and I press my first finger on the first tape, just like we did for the G music note. Then I press my second finger on the second finger tape. For violin and viola, I am now ready to play F sharp. If I'm on cello, in order to play F sharp, I need to press 3 fingers down. The cello is that much bigger, which is why we usually need more fingers to play similar notes. I can go ahead and press my first finger on the D string, right on top of that first finger tape. Then I press my second finger in between the tapes, and my third finger on the third tape. Now I'm ready to play F sharp. Let's go ahead and play song number 11 all together. Whether you play violin, viola, or cello, go ahead and press your fingers on the D string to form F sharp. If you play cello, we're pressing 3 fingers down. If you play violin or viola, you're just pressing 2. Here's song number 11. 1, 2, ready, go. F, 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 rest. F, 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 rest. F, 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 rest. Nice job. Shake out your hand. Your fingers are probably tingly and maybe a little bit tired. We've got a couple more songs to play, so I'm going to keep going. Song number 12 is called Lift Off. This song doesn't introduce any new notes, but it helps us practice moving from our G note to our F note and back again. If I'm on cello, my first note of song number 12 is G. And there's that number again. I have 4 fingers written above that note. That means I need to press all 4 fingers down. First finger on the first tape. Second finger in between the tapes. Third finger on the third tape. And my fourth finger on the fourth tape. Make sure your thumb is still resting directly on the back of your instrument, so your hand makes the letter C when you press the strings down. If you're on violin or viola, you need to press 3 fingers down to make your G music note. In order to switch from G to F sharp, no matter what instrument you play, you need to lift your last finger. If I'm on cello and I pluck G, in order to get to F sharp with only 3 fingers, I have to lift my last finger. You hear that when I lift my finger and only pressed 3, my note changed to F sharp. If I want to go back to G, all I need to do is press my 4th finger down again. Same thing on violin and viola. If I press 3 fingers to play my G music note, all I need to do is lift my last finger to go to F sharp and place my finger back down to go back to G. Let's go ahead and try song number 12. Remember, I'm only going to play through each song once, but you'll probably need to practice these songs a couple times in a row, so you can pause this video whenever you need to replay a song again. Here comes song number 12, Lift Off. Press your fingers on the D string to form the note G to start, but get ready to lift your last finger to move to F sharp. 1, 2, ready, go. G, 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 rest. F, 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 rest. G, G, F, F, G, F, G, rest. You might need to slow that one down when you play. Remember, you can watch my finger as I played. Every time I played G, I kept my last finger down. Every time I played F sharp, I lifted my last finger. To show you to lift your finger, I lifted my pinky really, really high. You don't have to do that. All you need to do when you lift a finger is just to lift it off the string. The reason why I was going really high was to help you see how I'm changing my fingers to make the note. Let's look at number 13, On the Trail. This song does not have numbers written in to tell us how many fingers to press. If you can't quite remember yet how many fingers to press down for each note, grab a pencil and write some numbers above each note of how many fingers to press down. 13 starts with G. Let's go ahead and try number 13. Press your fingers down for the G note. That's 4 fingers if you're on cello, and 3 fingers if you're on violin or viola. I'm going to go ahead and switch to violin for number 13. On violin, I'm on the 3rd string, my D string, and I press 1, 2, 3 fingers for G. Holding my instrument in guitar position, I'm ready to play number 13, On the Trail. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. G, G, F sharp, rest. G, G, F sharp, rest. G, G, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, rest. Do you see those two dots at the end of the song? That's called a repeat sign. Every time you see a repeat sign, you need to go back to the beginning and play the song again. If a song has a repeat sign, it needs to be played twice. Let's go back to the start of number 13 and repeat on the trail. Ready, go. G, G, F, rest. G, G, F, rest. G, G, F, F, G, F, G, rest. Nice job. If your hand is feeling too tired, this might be the end of your practice session. Go on to your cooldown song from the checklist. The cooldown song on our practice checklist is where you pick any one song from the book and play along with the online play-along tracks. You can play one of these songs from our pages for today, or you can flip back in the book and play one of the songs from pages 4 or 5. A cooldown should just be an easy, fun song, and you can certainly play more than one cooldown song with more than one recording track. But if you're ready to keep playing, we're going to move on to number 14, which introduces our last new note, which is E. Look at the first note of number 14. What number is written above that first note? If you play violin, viola, or cello, you should see the number 1. That means, no matter which instrument you play, in order to play E, all you need is to press your first finger on the D string. Let's play song number 14. Let's read E. 1, 2, ready, go. E, 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 rest. E, 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 rest. E, 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 rest. Nice job. Shake out your hand because we're going on to number 15, walking song. Number 15 is going to be the most challenging song out of these two pages because it uses all three of our new notes, G, F sharp, and E. I believe that you can practice this song and that you'll be able to play it super easy by the end of our next lesson. Let's start number 15. It's okay if you need to pause the video and play it a little bit slower than I do so that you can look down and find every single finger number. Again, if you need to write in a finger number above the music note in the book, go ahead and write those in. Otherwise, I'm going to get started with song number 15, walking song. This song starts on the note G, so I need to press 3 fingers down for violin or viola and 4 fingers for cello. Pressing your fingers down, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. G, G, F, F, E, E, F, rest. E, E, F, F, G, 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 repeat. G, G, F, F, E, E, F, rest. E, E, F, F, G, 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 rest. How'd you do? If that was challenging for you, that's normal. It's challenging for everybody for the first time we're learning these notes. All of our songs from here on out are going to use our A and D strings, which are called open strings, because there's no fingers pressed on them. We'll also keep using our new D string notes. E with one finger, F sharp with two fingers or three fingers if you play cello, and G with three fingers or four fingers if you play cello. We're not going to play song number 16. If you enjoyed playing through these songs, you can either stop the video and replay them by yourself, or go back and play them again with me for some extra review. You can count this play along time with our review video as practice time. And if you want to follow along with this video every time you practice until you can memorize how many fingers to press for each note, that's okay too. I look forward to seeing you at our next music lesson. Thank you for playing along with me, you guys. Bye-bye.